Okay.
Yeah.
To screen from everyone. Okay, awesome. Good evening, everyone. So sorry that we are starting 30 minutes late. Uh, that was because I had some engagements that I actually underestimated my time. And so apologies once again. We hope to do better next time. So welcome everybody to I think this is April, okay, the first webinar for the month of April. And we are going to be talking about building wealth through real estate. Building wealth through real estate. The reason why did I choose this for us to talk on? It's because of the season that we are in. Season in terms of um, many people are now concerned or are now taking seriously their financial growth, their financial and their wealth building. Right? There are more. Many people, especially youths, are trying to looking for one way or the other to increase their income, to preserve their wealth, to create wealth, and to preserve it. And I don't think there's any better. Sorry, I don't think there's any better um, tool that you can use to that can both create wealth, right? Create value and also preserve value than real estate, right? So without taking any of our time, I would like to welcome today. Uh, I'll call you because of the platform. I'll call you Mr. Joshua. I would have called you Brother Joshua.
It's
Uh,
fine. It's fine.
uh, all right. So, sorry, I'm trying to see how to. Okay, let me pin your for everyone. Okay. So, Mr. Joshua is a realtor with a lot of years of experience, and when I need understanding about real estate, he's my go-to guy to help me understand what to buy, where, just to get a feel of you know that basically we've been talking about investments. Last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks, we spoke on we did a webinar called everything about investment, the stock, equity market, commodity, everything. We just that we don't have that recorded, but we're going to have a part two of that, and we did that with an expert, an economist, and all that. So but today is different. Like I said, me, I'm prepared. I have my questions. Today is not Mr. Joshua is not going to present. We are just going to be discussing. So if you have your questions, drop your questions on the chat box. You have my number. You can send it to me on WhatsApp, whatever it is. Please, this is discussion and getting knowledge. So, Mr. Joshua, welcome, welcome. Can you please introduce yourself to every one of us?
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joshua Ayodele. I am a realtor, real estate consultant, and real estate advisor. I've been in the real estate sector for about 3 years right now. And I've been able to help a lot of people make investments that are quite very, very lucrative, and they have seen, their investment growing over time. And I have a lot of knowledge on a lot of knowledge on how the real estate market works. And basically, I've been able to educate people, especially people that want to invest into different parts of real estate, whether it's residential, whether it's agro real estate, and what have you. So, looking forward to sharing some of my knowledge that I've been able to garner over the few years that I've been in the industry, so that we can learn one or two things. And for those of us that probably at some point might want to delve into it, just to see how we can build wealth sustainably, I'm here for all the goodies, basically. So yeah, that's just me in a nutshell. I also thank you for the privilege of having me as well too.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Joshua. It's difficult calling you Mr. Joshua. It sounds weird,
I know.
but we
Uh,
are more in like a secular space right now, sort of.
yeah.
So the reason, like I discussed, I sent you a WhatsApp. The reason
Yeah.
for this webinar is very simple. I like very
Okay.
practical, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You know, we want to know what is real estate,
Of course.
right? What are the types of real estate?
Uh-huh.
Why should I, or why should an average Nigerian or an average employee
Mhm.
begin to build his or her wealth by buying real estate? Whether you're doing land banking or you are buying to build, or you're just buying to flip in few years. They'll take us through, you're going to be taking us through all that, right? And okay,
Of
so
course.
how can
Yeah.
we now do it? Then finally we'll now look at, okay, do you have any products based on your expertise and your
Yeah.
relationship with companies? And of course, majorly, one of the major thing in today's this thing in today's webinar is how can you uh how can you design, I just use that word, design a wrong real estate deal, right? What
Okay.
are the things I should
Yeah.
look out for when I'm about
Mhm.
to buy real estate? So we're going to be looking at that. So let's start from the beginning. Like, what is real estate, right? And what are the types of real estate that exist?
All right. I don't know. Is it possible for me to share my screen? I
Yes,
think
yes,
that's
yes. You can
possible.
go ahead. You can go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Please give me a moment. I'm coming. Sorry.
Or before we even go straight, while you're still trying to set up, right? Before we go straight
Okay.
into what is real estate,
Yeah.
first we'd like to know why did you go into real estate?
Okay.
What moved you into
That's a good
going
question.
into real estate and just your
Yeah.
beginning?
Okay. Okay. Good question. Good question. So one of the reasons why I went into real estate, first, it was a leading I got from God in the place of prayers. I remember in the year 2023, I was praying to God for leading on what and what to do. I needed direction and clarity on so many things. And, God gave me the leading. I don't know if everybody is a Christian, but I'm a Christian. So God gave me the leading to go into real estate. I remember that time I was having a conversation with my spiritual father, and he was telling me that he said there's no billionaire you see in today's world that doesn't have a piece of real estate or
Mm,
isn't into real estate one way or the other, because
mm,
he is heavily into real estate. So he was telling me that if I go into that career path or that path, right, that there's a lot of potential there. So started researching into it. I know that I delved into it when I was back in school in Yabatech at the time, but I did not really see any much results with it until 2023, going to 2024, when I started like digging deep into it, surrounding myself with people that are quite knowledgeable, networking a lot. So I think that was when I now met the founder of our board. I went for their trainings, and I was quite, I was enlightened on so many things. I started reaching out to people within my network and my
mm,
ecosystem, and people started showing interest. And I noticed that most times people invest with you when they know that you're knowledgeable about what you're selling. And
mm,
so I
that's true.
realized that, oh, okay, if people ask me a question, I can answer this question. I know the trends that are happening in the market. Because the other time when I was still doing it in school, I was just sharing flyers. And there's nothing wrong with sharing flyers. But if you don't really understand what you are selling, you don't really understand how this thing can be of value to people. Because at the end of the day, people have many things that they want to use money for. But if you make them see that, oh, I'm not saying you should not use your money for these things, but this thing is going to help you in the long run. And you
Mm.
convince them in a persuasive way and see that, okay, these are the proofs from people that have done this in the past. It makes people want to, invest. And so that was one of the reasons why, I got into real estate in a nutshell. Yeah.
All right, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Uh, before we just continue, how long did it take you to make your first 1 million?
Okay. I think my first sale I think it took me about 2 months, I think.
2 months.
So, two,
Are you
three
sure?
months, yeah.
Are you sure I'm not being led to go into real estate now? 2 months to make your first 1 million. That's
So
that's 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 fantastic.
it differs for people. There are some people it takes them longer. So I won't say is a one.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah. I
I don't
know.
reach out to people in my network, and some people showed interest and became easier
Mm,
from there. So when you refer someone and someone sees the value, it makes it easier for people to bring referrals and like
Word
that,
of
like that,
mouth.
like that, like that. You
Mm.
know, even somebody even reached out to me today, was telling me that some of the properties that I sell and all, was telling me, well, I'm interested. Somebody referred you to me. If I, a lot of people say somebody referred me, at this point I don't even know who is referring me again. I don't even need to bother, I don't even need to
It's
bother asking
angels.
someone. Even if not
Angels
really,
are
I
the
should
one
get my
referring.
brother. So I just was just like, oh, I've been asking who referred you. At this point, I don't even know who referred you. Just let me just help you get what
just
you want.
just
That's what
just just buy.
and just
Let
yeah,
me
yeah.
let me give you
So
value and
let me,
give me your money.
exactly, exactly. So and that was one of the reasons why I started taking content creation serious, because one of my
Mm,
mentors, his name is Mr. Rabiu. He's the owner of the YouTube channel Meet the Property Guy. So
mm,
I noticed that he put a lot of content, like very, very helpful content. He doesn't really promote buy. It gives more value. Oh, this is the reason why you should invest in Ibejuleki. This is the reason why you should do this. These are some of the documents I need to pay attention to when you're in transactions. These are some of the
mm.
red flags. So it was the one I learned a lot from, and I don't know how God just connected us. I don't know, for some reason, most times the people that I want to reach out to, God just used to use a way to just connect us. So I was able
I
to
know.
connect for me from YouTube. I started chatting, and now we're very, very good friends. So most times it guides me on a lot of things as regarding the industry and all. So I don't, I said, and he does it full time, by the way. So, and it's just through his social media profile, building that real
Mm.
estate of valuable information to people in diaspora, and yeah. So that's just basically how everything has just been for me, basically.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's now go straight into what is real estate. What are the types of real estate we have? You wanted to share your
Oh,
screen. You can go ahead.
yes. All right. Let me share my screen. Okay. All right. Okay. Can we see the screen?
Uh, Not yet.
Oh, okay. Coming. Hold on, please.
Are you still there? I think his network has frozen him. So Joshua, are you still there? Mr. Joshua. Okay, guys. Let's just give Mr. Joshua some few minutes, and we'll just wait for him to just come back in.
No, what's going on? Hello. Sorry, I think the network was glitching. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
All right, my apologies for the network issues.
No problem.
Yeah, let me quickly share my screen again. All right. Okay. Got you. All right, can we see my screen?
No, no, no,
No,
no.
Still not
not
seeing.
yet.
What's
Okay,
what's
okay, it's
going on?
coming up. It's coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
You say now.
It's
All
coming up.
right, all right, good.
Yes.
All right, good. Yeah. So so in a nutshell, what is real estate? I believe that before anybody even thinks of investing into real estate, you need to know what you're investing into. So basically, real estate is just like is in simple terms, is a piece of the earth and anything that is attached to it. So what do I mean? So basically, when you see a land, that is real estate. When anything is grown on that land, that is real estate. Anything that is associated with land in whatever form or fashion, that is real estate in a nutshell. So there are some people that they might build properties on the land, that is real estate. There's some people that they might grow crops, that is real estate. So anything that is associated with land is real estate. So far you're on this earth, you're on real estate, basically. You understand? So mineral resources that dug under the ground. That is real estate. So most times when people hear real estate, they think it's just about houses. It's not necessarily so. The land itself is what they call real estate. So everything that just happens around it or under it is what builds the value of that land, basically. So, but yeah, in a nutshell, real estate is the piece of the earth, is land, basically, in a nutshell. And so let's move on to the types of real estate. So we have four major types of real estate. We have residential real estate, we have commercial real estate, we have industrial real estate, we have agro real estate. So I will start from residential. So this is basically a situation where people build a property for people to reside in or live in. So for example, the house that you're living in right now, the house that Mr. Emmanuel is living in right now, there's what they call for people that stay in locations, there's what they call landlord resident association or something like that. So the reason why they're saying resident is because people are residing in a certain building in an area, or they call it a residential area. Or you see things like you see places that they call GRA, or maybe Ogudu GRA, Ikeja GRA. That's what they call government residential area, because people are living in that place. And this can be places like apartments, houses, duplexes, student hostels, family homes, anything where people live in just to like relax and reside in as their place of abode. That is residential real estate. Then commercial real estate is basically any form of real estate that is built for you to make money. Any building that is built for the sole aim of making money. That is what it is. So for example, you have things like office spaces, you have things like banks, you have things like shopping malls, you have things like supermarkets, you have things like event centers, anything like that. That is commercial real estate, because there is commerce going on that piece of land. There's commercial activities going on that piece of land. There's buying and selling. There's offering of product, there's offering of services. Do you understand? So that is commercial real estate. So when you see a building where you have commercial activities going on, that is, just bear it in mind that is a commercial real estate. They also have industrial real estate. So these are things that is for manufacturing purposes, production purposes, or storage purposes. So for example, if you see a place where you have like huge machinery storing goods in a warehouse, for example, that is industrial real estate. Example, Dangote refinery, there is a lot of manufacturing going on, there's a lot of production going on there. That is industrial real estate. Any place that they used to store products, that is industrial real estate. So when there are a lot of industrial activities going on, that is industrial real estate. Then we have agro real estate as well. Agro real estate is basically a land that is used for farming or agricultural purposes. So if you see a piece of land that people are farming on, it could be any crops, basically. It could be maize, it could be cassava, it could be rice, whatever it is, anything that has to do with agriculture or farming, any piece of land that activity is going on, that is what agro real estate, basically. So those are like the four major types of real estate that we have. We have residential, people live there. We have commercial, people do buying and selling there. We have industrial, people do a lot of production, manufacturing, and storage. Then we have agro, which is for agricultural and farming purposes, basically. Then one of the reasons why a lot of people basically go into real estate is because most times people, like, for example, everybody has a conception of, if I'm earning a living, if I'm earning a salary, let's just put it in the bank. And why that is not a bad idea, the currency that is inside your bank account is fighting against inflation. So it means that as dollar is rising, right? As dollar is rising, it's also affecting the value of your money. And there's what they call time value of money, where let's say what 1,000 naira can buy in 2020 or could buy in 2020 is not the same thing that 1,000 naira can buy now. So you might be putting your money and say, I put 100,000 in my bank account, I want to save it, but you are actually losing money. You are not gaining money. You're actually losing money. You are not gaining money, because as things become more expensive, as commodities become more expensive, for those of us that maybe study economics, right? They talk about the time value of money. As things become more expensive, and the value of your money is not growing as well, you are going to be losing the money. So for example, I was doing like my findings. So last year, November, December, I think I think a derica of rice was around like 600 to like 700 per derica. But right now, a derica of rice is worth probably over 1,000 naira. So now somebody that puts their money in the bank, that's 1,000 naira. As as at December, November, this they could get something, they could get a drink of rice for 700, but now is what that 1,000 naira. So it means that if that 1,000 naira that they put in the bank is not accruing in interest or is not growing, they are actually losing money, not gaining money. So they might think, oh, my 1,000 is still 1,000 there, but you are actually losing money. So the way the world you normally do it is that they will use real estate as an edge over inflation. So instead of them keeping their money in the bank, they will just store it into different assets, so that as the dollar is rising, it doesn't have an effect on them. So their money is an asset, and the thing is, no matter what happens, so far you're investing in real estate, regardless of the kind of real estate, whether it's agricultural real estate, commercial real estate, industrial real estate, or residential real estate, the value of your property is going to keep increasing year in, year out, especially in a place like Lagos, which is like the place where commerce goes in very, very well, even in West Africa, right? A lot of money moves in and out of Lagos. I think when I was I think a friend of mine was telling me that the other day that every single year, I think the revenue that Lagos State generates is over 1 trillion naira, over 1 trillion naira. So if you have a property in Lagos that you're investing into, for example, just be rest assured that the value of your property is going to be increasing on a yearly basis. And so, if, for example, you invested in your property, let's say your property was 10 million naira, maybe you invested somewhere in Ekpe or somewhere, be rest assured that next year is not going to be 10 million naira. But if you were to put that 10 million naira in the bank, right, you might be thinking, oh, I still have 10 million naira, but actually you have lesser than that because your purchasing power has already gone down because of the prices of commodities that we now have in the economy. So,
All right.
so that, yeah, so that's just not sure what real estate is all about.
Uh,
So
uh,
yeah.
all right. I actually enjoyed the fact that you brought up the issue of inflation.
Yeah.
Because I, for one, I know that saving your money is very good,
Yeah.
but in a country like the one we are currently in, where inflation is already like 2 digit already,
Yeah.
right? Sorry, let me just accept somebody in. Inflation
Okay.
is already like 2 digit already, right?
Yes.
And like you just explained, that's like a very classic practical example of your
Mhm.
money can buy one derica of rice, which is 700 naira last year. Right now, if you take 1,000 naira to the market,
Yeah.
you can't buy that same thing.
Same
So
thing. Yeah.
this tells us that even though it's like, you know, if all you have as a person is your job, so even if you have what you have is a very good job that's paying you very good amount of
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
you are happy about it. Maybe like they're paying you like 500,000, whatever that amount is. You're very happy. I want you to imagine yourself that like you are walking, but the
Mhm.
ground is also going backwards.
Mm.
That is the
Mm.
story, financial story of this of where we are. You are walking forward, but the ground is going backward. So if buildings are static, right,
Yes.
you will know that you're not actually moving forward. You're
Mm.
actually moving backwards
Forward.
because, oh, salary is increased, and salary don't even get increased at the same rates that inflation is,
Mm.
right? So
That's
it's not
true.
as if a salary increases, it's the increment cancels the effect of inflation on your money. No,
Patient.
it doesn't just even happen like that. I don't think many companies don't behave like that. But so it's very, very important. Like I'm just giving voice to what you said about the fact that,
Yes.
real estate is the way you edge against inflation. You
Patient.
edge
Yeah.
against, like yesterday we were discussing, you were telling me about a property, a land that somebody flipped in the matter of, I, I think 2 years or so thereabout. I even had one
Mm.
where I just got to know that was yesterday. Someone close to me bought a land in a state, not even in Lagos, for he bought 2 plots of land for 4 million. That is 2 million naira each. Right now, and he bought that land like last year. Right now, people want to buy the land, and it's not is paying between 6 to 8 million per plot.
Wow.
Right, you understand? So
Yes.
I don't know any business you can actually do that can actually give you that kind of return that can help. I know it's not every time, right, that you can have that kind of
Yeah.
marginal increase, in the value of real estate. But that just gives an idea that this is possible. This is possible. So thank you very much for that. Another question I'd like to answer is, sorry, let me just quickly let somebody in. Another question I'd like you to answer for us is, for okay, so we've spoken about what real estate. Please be on mute. We've spoken about what real estate is and why real estate. But I also want us to talk about, what makes real estate valuable. Many people just say, "Oh, go and buy land, go and buy land," and you
Yeah.
buy a land, and for like 10 years, it has not increased in value. It's still, maybe you bought it for 3 million. It's still almost that same price, maybe 3.5, right? So,
Yes.
what actually increases the value of real estate?
Okay.
What
I'm
makes it
sorry.
valuable?
Sorry, Mr. Emmanuel, I want to join from my other line so that my video can show. I think the camera is better here. I don't
Okay.
know. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. All right. Okay. I don't know. All right. I don't know if okay. I think it's better. All right. Okay. Good.
You can unmute, or you still want to keep the voice?
All right. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, I can. We can hear you.
All right. Very clearly. Okay. All right. So you're asking a question about that. What makes a land valuable? Okay, that's a very good
Yes, what
question.
makes
Now,
real estate valuable?
okay, so yeah, so one of the things that makes real estate valuable is first and foremost the location where it is and what happens within that location, the activities that goes on in that location. Number two, the migration. So that means if people are moving to a certain location, it affects the value of that property. Let me give you an example. Now, if you were to look at the real estate of places like Borno or Pakistan or places in Afghanistan, you wouldn't compare the value of that property to certain other locations because there are wars that are happening, there are killings that are happening. And so
Sure.
when people want to invest, they would not want to go to that kind of area because nobody wants to set up an hotel in that side. Nobody wants to probably build houses in that side as an investor or anything like that. So you'll notice that the property value of those areas will be very, very, very low. Like probably the people will be willing to sell it to you for chicken change. Maybe for example, a plot in somewhere like Ogun State can be like maybe 1 million naira or 2 million naira. Places like Borno probably would be maybe like they might sell it for you like 200K or 300K or something. Do you understand? So what gives it value is the migration of people in that place. Number two, the infrastructural development in that place. Now, let me give you another example. If, for example, there's a place in maybe Ogun State that doesn't have good roads, and the government just wakes up, we want to set up a road in this place. I want to set up a railway in this place that can connect people from Lagos to Ogun State. If you have lands that are very close to those locations, their value is going to skyrocket just from the government deciding one day that I want to build road and I want to do railway station. So that's one of the things that gives it. Another thing is industry. So for example, if I decide today that, I'm seeing this place, there's no industry here. Let me set up a manufacturing plant where people can be manufacturing beverages or plastics or electronics or like Dangote refinery, for example. The lands that are around where Dangote refinery is now, if you look at Ibejuleki, for example, the place was bush and a lot of places there are still bush. But because Dangote said, I want to set up a refinery there, the properties there in that region has gone up because people are like, if Dangote is setting up a refinery here, it means that it's going to create job opportunities.
Opportunity,
And
yeah.
if it creates job opportunities, these people that are working there or working close to that place will look for a place to stay,
To live around, yeah.
live around. So it means that anybody that has a property there, they automatically, even without them doing anything, their land alone will go up in value. But if they now decide, okay, I want to set up a building here for the sake of people that are living around these environments, their property will go up more in value. Do you understand? If somebody should look at another area and see, I'm looking at this area and I'm not seeing any event center here. But there are people that like O and B in this place. Can't I set up an event center where people can be paying to do their wedding ceremonies? If the person builds an event center in that environment, the value of properties even close to that event center are going to go up, including the event center itself, because I created a theme out of the land that is there. So when people are migrating to a certain area, maybe, for example, a lot of people are migrating to Ekpe now, a lot of people. So maybe, let me say, just 500 people, villagers were staying here. But because something is happening in this location, we have like 5,000 people moving. It's going to affect the value of the property there. Because people are coming, influx of people. And if influx of people are coming, it means that there is a lot of commercial activities that are going to be happening in that place. There are a lot of different industrial activities that are going to be happening in that place. Some people will set up hotels, so many things, cabanas, clubs. You understand? Lekki Phase 1 was not like this several years back. It was water before. It was a, what they call this place? A place like a slum before.
A swamp.
Yeah, a swampy area. Yes, when I was doing my research on it, as I'm talking about like the 1970s, 1980s. You understand? And somebody just thought of, this place can be more than what it is. How can we build, even though this place is swampy, how can we develop to something that will be attractive to people, not just in Nigeria, but also outside Nigeria? That's why I see that a lot of people, a lot of foreign expatriates, they like to come to the island. There's a reason why they are coming to the island. There's something that they are seeing. It's because people develop that environment. So sometimes it doesn't even have to be the government developing an area. Sometimes private individuals, companies can decide to develop an area. So those are some of the things that affect the value of land in those areas.
So let me give voice to what you one of the things that you said. In my area where I currently stay, right? So I don't know whether it's the government or it's a private person just decided to do the road. The road is like maybe like 2 kilometers, right? Tarred the road, did everything, did the drainage, right? Houses around my area now just went up. Even my landlord increased the house, increased the house rent. So that's you know, at first I was like, are they the ones that contributed money to do the land? But I just as time went on, I just got to understand that is how the value of land increases, right? It doesn't increase because you decided to just put additional naira on it. It increases by the infrastructures that are happening around it, the road network, the how close it is, the proximity to big or big industries or whatever it is. So that actually like makes a lot of sense. And right, this gives I think everybody that's listening, this gives everybody that's listening a kind of idea or a wisdom sort of to know that okay, when I hear, for instance, now many things many things are happening in Aba, for instance, right? Dr. Alex Kuti making life easy, light and everything. Now before he came, the value of land in Aba would be at a certain level, but now that it's bringing on in industries, making good roads, light, all of a sudden the value of lands, the value of houses, the value of stuff just begins to skyrocket. So it actually makes keep quiet. The value of land begin to increase. So another question I have is, what are the mistakes that you see new investors make, right? What are the mistakes you see based on your experience that some people make? And somebody just come and tell you that I bought a land here, so. And you're like, does it have this? Does it have that? Did you do this? And they're like, no. And you're like, Ah, you just bought, you just fell into a scam. So what are those stories that you have that you've come across and the mistakes?
Okay. Okay, yeah. So one of the mistakes I feel like a lot of people make when they are making investment decision is they don't make data-driven investment decision. So most of them are always moved on emotion. And when it comes to real estate, that's the worst thing you should ever do, to be moved on emotions. I always tell people that before you make before you make any financial investment decision, you have to be logical about it. Of course, there's always like buy properties here, buy this, that's amazing. I mean, but you still need to do your own findings on, okay, what's the potential? Why am I even investing? You need to do your own due diligence. Okay, is there something that's happening? I know when you were asking me yesterday when we were chatting about, so I think there was some certain location that we discussed. You were like, oh, why is this place appreciating like this? And I started giving you data. Like, for example, you're talking about Imota, and I gave you the example of, oh, there's the government just did a proposed, they've already made a proposal that they're going to create a rice mill in Imota. And, you know, Imota is sharing boundaries with Lagos and Ogun State. And so there are some people that might want to do businesses in that region just because the government is already doing a project like that, a rice mill. They're going to be manufacturing rice, processing rice, and do so many other activities like that, manufacturing activities like that. You know, you look at the schools in that region, like the universities in that region. Those are some of the things that investors are supposed to be looking at and positioning themselves that, okay, when things begin to move in this region, I think I can set up an hostel here, right? I think I can set up a factory here, or I think I can set up this that can, you know, enhance the value of my property, but also bring money for me for my investment, basically. So the thing is, you have to be data driven about the decisions you're making. Most people just do it emotionally, and that's the wrong way to do it. Another mistake people make is that they do not have an understanding about the documentation part of real estate. Anybody just says, come and buy something here, they just go to buy. You really need to understand the document you need to get. So things like your registered survey, your deed of assignment are
No,
one
no
of
worry,
the.
don't worry. We will go into
Okay.
because that part is very,
Yeah,
very important. Please,
yeah.
like I said, if you have questions, please drop your questions in the chat box. If you have questions, please drop your questions in the chat box. You see, that part is very important because you know one of the lands that we were discussing yesterday was I was like,
Yeah,
this land does not have C of O, right? And
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, you know, we're in a very funny nation, right?
Yes.
Somebody was showing me, I think, a property or a land. I was just looking through in Abuja. I was like, no, as sweet as
Mm-hmm.
Abuja is, I don't think I want to go there because of the
Okay.
person that is there can wake up one morning and reallocate your land and nobody can do anything about it. That for me is like, no, let me stay where it's easy between Lagos and Ogun State. You
In the
understand?
States,
So,
yeah.
I actually understand the mistake that people actually make a lot. You know, from not having the right papers, not doing their due diligence. Like yesterday, you were
Yeah.
telling me, oh, if I want to buy a land, you know, I should have a lawyer due diligence. See, I really did not know that. I was just thinking, maybe it's land now. Let's just put money there and just buy the land and
Yeah,
you know.
yes, yes.
But you know, discussing with you yesterday just gave me an understanding that oh, I need a lawyer to be able to do a due diligence, you know, in my absence and come back with a feedback to let me know if it's a good deal or not a good
Yes.
deal to do. And that actually makes sense. So let's now go into um before we even go into the paper part, you understand? What are the locations in Nigeria as a whole that
Yes.
we should pay attention to? Right? What are the locations that we should pay attention to, and why should we pay attention to it? And what is the price range
Okay.
of lands of properties? We're just talking about lands now. You know that this place that are selling in these places.
Okay. All right. Good. So yeah, very good question. So the places I would suggest that people really pay attention to right now in Nigeria, would be Lagos of all places, definitely, and especially places in Lagos like Ekpe, Ibejuleki. Those are places, Bogije. Those are axes that people need to be paying attention to because the government is moving in that direction. We have the Lekki Free Trade Zone. We have the Lekki airports that they are working on as well. That obviously Dangote refinery as well that is in that axis, and so many other infrastructural developments. They're working on the coastal road, so many infrastructural developments. And so once people notice that okay, infrastructural development is around this region, you need to move quickly to that region. Most people that are avid investors, like you see people like Emmanuel, before the information gets to people like us that oh, Ekpa is the next new thing. I assure you, they've gotten this information probably 5 years ago, but a lot of them get keep it till it becomes popular. I was listening to Additional the other time. I don't even know Additional. He had the podcast video with
Additional assets.
Additional assets, yes. And she was saying that the wealthy, most times, the informations they get that the masses are getting, they've gotten it long before them. So he was saying that that's why it's always good to have relationship with wealthy people because you'll be able to get intel on certain things before the masses catches up to it. So I remember there was a time that Mr. Damilare, which is the co-founder of Abode, was having a conversation with us and he was telling us that when he went to Ekpe in 2019, he said that they were begging people to buy a plot in Ekpe for 200, 300, 400,000. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Jeez, are you serious?
I'm serious.
In
He said they were begging
2019.
2019.
When
He
was
said
that
that
in 20? Okay, I was just starting my career in finance. Jesus Christ.
if I
We're
think it
begging
was
people to buy
2019,
land.
I got to know you in 2019, Save.
Oh,
That's the first
that's
time I
true.
got to know
That's
you.
true. So
Yes,
they were
professionally.
begging people to buy land for 200,000 in Ekpe.
300, 400,000 in Ekpe.
How,
Yes.
how much? How much is a piece of land
Ah,
now in Ekpe?
right now, I think if you're able to see a cheap land in Ekpe right now, I don't think it will be less than 10 million naira for a plot now.
Are you serious?
Or if it's low at all, low 8 million, but I don't think it will be less than 8 million naira right now. If it's
For a,
that's
la-
if it's
for a
low,
land that was selling for 200,000.
300,000, 400,000. Then when he
That's
said it
crazy.
was, I was mind and I was like, wow, wow. So I mean, it just shows how rapid. I mean, the Ekpe was seeing as at 2024, Ekpe was seeing appreciation of up to like 40 to 50%, and in a space of 12 to 24 months. Like the growth, the capital appreciation was just insane compared to other locations. Like it was insane. And so because people also know that Ikorodu also links to Ekpe, a lot of people now start positioning
Mm,
themselves in Ikorodu.
mm.
So that's why I see now there are a lot of real estate companies that are targeting
Also,
Ikorodu.
I think also why many people are also buying lands in Ikorodu is also I think there was a time that there was an announcement that there's going to be a fourth mainland bridge or something
Fort Milan Bridge, yeah, that's another reason.
connecting
Yes.
from Ikorodu because I,
Mhm.
I heard Dr. Olumide Emmanuel saying that when they heard that information, he went to go and buy a lot of properties.
Mm.
So right now the idea as is on a pause or something. But when
Yeah.
it comes back again, like lands in Ikorodu is going to be like as it is now in Ekwe, and yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So now the spillover is already affecting Ikorodu. Do you
Mm,
understand? So yeah, the spillover is already affecting Ikorodu. So most people now are not positioning themselves in Ikorodu axis. That's that immortal axis and all. Ikorodu Ekpe
mm,
Road axis, right? And
mm.
the thing is that it's also going to spill over to Ogun State because that place is also very close to Shagam axis as well too. So
Exactly,
so it's going to
exactly.
spill. Yeah, it's definitely going to spill over. So these are some of the things that people that are that are key on data on where the government. You're always studying the government. What is the government doing? You need to sounds like somebody that is an avid investor in real estate. You have to be a fan of news. Like you need to know what is happening in the states, whether it's
Will
Ogun
I
State.
will I be correct to say that Ogun State is already becoming an extension of Lagos?
It's not maybe it is
It
currently.
is becoming an extension of Lagos. So they're
It
like
is
a twin,
definitely.
like the spillovers from Lagos are entering
is is
into.
is guaranteed. It's going to affect Ogun State. Guaranteed. That one is not even a guesswork. It's
Mm,
definitely going to affect Ogun State. I mean, see places like Mowe, as far back as 2005, 2006, Mowe was not as developed as it is now. I remember when one of my relatives got a land in Magboro at the time. That was like 2000, I think 2006 or thereabouts, right? The price he bought it was very low.
mm,
That place was bush as at then. Oh, then
mm.
I was still very young at the time. That place was bush. Right now, that place is developed. Houses are everywhere. Now, if you want to sell a property, a plot in that place is very high. like it's very high compared to them when he bought it. Do you understand?
Mm.
So there's no how it will definitely affect. And that place, there are also a lot of factories around that axis. So
Yeah, yeah.
people are working in factories. Some people might not want to start traveling to Lagos if they can find a place
Mm.
that's close to their place of
That's
work. I
close
mean,
by.
if you can find a place that is close by, you want to rent an apartment there, or if you can get a house, you get a house that's close to where you're staying. Do you understand? So those are some of the things that investors like they really look into before making certain investment decisions and all. So that's one of the reasons why it's definitely going to affect Ogun State, guaranteed, guaranteed, guaranteed. So yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
pretty
Thank
much
you
it.
very much. Thank you very much. You just you just confirmed the things that I've been having in mind since when I started just
So
looking into real estate. You just
yeah,
because like you explained from the beginning, um, real estate is a way for you to hedge your money against inflation,
relation,
right?
yeah.
And if you know if you are data driven and you know the trend, right?
Yes.
And you are at the right more like at the right place at the right time, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can be able to enjoy or come into an opportunity that in the next 5 years, 10 years, by the time you
Mm-hmm.
want to sell that land, you're going to be talking
Mm-hmm.
about selling it in millions.
Millions,
You
yeah.
understand? It's about yeah, so it's about entering very early.
Yes.
So sorry. Yeah, it's about entering very early. Like I listen to Dr. Lumide Emmanuel
Yes.
a lot. And one of the things that he will say is you don't wait to buy land, you
You
buy
buy
land and
and wait.
wait.
Mm.
You buy land and wait. So I wanted to take us through, I wanted to explain some things like land
Okay.
banking.
Yes.
And yeah, what is land banking?
Okay.
Because I've heard that term a lot. I understand it, but I want also my audience to be able to understand what is land banking, right? And what are the alternatives aside from land banking? What else exists, right?
Okay. All right. Okay. Good question. So basically, land banking is when you are buying a land, like for example, like where you see a location that has future potential. For example, like we talked about Ekpe, right? People that saw what Ekpe could look like as far back as maybe like 2018, 17, 2019. They say, okay, if government has said they're going to do this in this area, even if the government have not started it, we know that at some point they're going to do it. They will buy the land for cheap. Do you understand? They'll buy the land for cheap. Then they will hold that land. They will wait for a few years to sell that land. So let's say, for example, somebody bought a plot of land from Ekpe for 500K and he waited like 5 years. Now the land is worth like 8 million naira. Now the percentage returns that he has seen on his investments is more than 10 times. What am I saying? Yeah, more than 10 times what he was investing. Do you understand? So it's basically studying the trend, studying locations and seeing there's a future growth potential in this location. Then you buy land when it's at a cheaper value. You wait for it. You can wait for 5 years. Some places you might wait for 10 years, depending on how fast that place develops and grows. Then you now say, okay, if I maybe for example you bought an acre of land, you can say, okay, I want to resell for profit. Maybe I want to sell a plot for my acre. I want to sell two plots for my acre. And you realize that you've made more than the amount that you invested in. So you are putting in a lower amount of money in an undeveloped area. You wait a few years. Once that place increases in value, then you now resell for profit. So that's how banking is.
So so
Is
it's a bit
okay.
it's just basically like buying and just flipping after some
After
couple
a
of years,
few years,
basically.
when the place has improved in value and appreciation, capital appreciation,
but but
basically.
you must follow what you explained, what makes a land to increase in value. You
To
must follow
increase,
those things,
yes.
not
You
just
must
any
follow
kind
them.
of land, right?
Not just any kind of land, though.
You can go and buy land in Ukraine now, you'll be
Ah,
sweating in the middle of your nose.
you
So
lose
you
your
have to look
money.
at you have to look at those things: infrastructure,
Yeah.
industry, schools, road. You also look at what are
Yes.
the government's policies or plans towards. I think it was last year. I was listening to someone was saying that it was, I think it's still Dr. Emmanuel Lumide. They were advertising he was advertising one of these programs that he does, and among
Yes.
everything that he said you will benefit from the program, he said something
Yes.
about the fact that those that attend the program,
Okay.
like it's very expensive, will be will they will be privy to Lagos State's planning something, land
Okay.
planning or whatever. I've forgotten how he put it. That is to privy to, like, okay, what is Lagos State's next plan? Like something that
Okay.
is not like to the open, it's still like secrets in the government. They are still like planning
Okay.
it.
Like that's their master plan. Yeah.
Yeah, their master plan, and
Yeah.
you are going to be privy to it. I was like, oh, so when you say the rich actually gatekeep information, right? I'm like,
Yes.
oh, that is very, very correct, because there are a lot of information, but um the higher you go, the more quality of information you need.
You
And
need. Yeah.
that quality of information is not available to the public. No matter how
The
much you
public.
want to learn and watch videos, there are some deals, there's some information. Like you said, most of these places, many people are aware like 5 years ago. You
Yes.
understand? And they quickly just go and buy. They just buy like a lot of hectares and all that,
Hectares.
and just
Yeah.
skip it when the plan, when the public. So, man, it's not good to be broke. It's not good to be poor. It's not good to be poor, because the masses will not get to know 5 years later,
You're
when
not
the rich
getting.
guys have gone there, have purchased the land and everything. Man,
Mhm.
that's crazy. You need to have money. You
Mm.
need to have money. You need to have
It's not just money. You need connections. Connections. Yeah.
connection,
Connection.
relationship. Yeah,
Relationship. True,
true
yeah.
relationship. Yeah, I just want to ask another questions. Maybe
Okay, sir.
maybe just like three more questions. If nobody have questions, we can just call it a day.
Please,
So
if you guys have questions, ask, please,
please
ask
ask your
questions.
questions. Ask your questions, please.
Uh-huh.
So because after this session, by the time we are done with the questions, Mr. Joshua is going to tell us the land opportunities that are available that we can actually tap into right
Okay.
now. Man, he showed me land yesterday, a property yesterday, 900,000 naira per plot. That was the one I was asking him that what actually gives value to this land. Then he began to tell me, oh, the rice mill in it was a location in Mota, the rice mill, the school. I think Caleb University, you said,
Philip
right?
University, yeah.
Yeah, it's there. I visited the place before, right? So I
Okay.
saw Caleb University. I saw the I didn't see the rice mill, but when I checked online, I saw that there is um
So it's a project that the government wants to work on in that axis.
what's what. So
Yeah, it's not
excellent.
active.
And now, yeah, you now still said that it connects to Ekpe.
Yes.
That makes it like very fantastic, and also the fact that the government have a plan to actually do a Ikorodu to mainland to island. That is a fourth mainland
Land.
bridge through that
Portland
route,
Bridge.
right?
Yes.
That actually makes the place soon to be hot cake. You understand? So
Yes.
I think let's now go into the papers. Let's now go into the documents. What
Okay.
are the documents that, like, I want to assume that people here we are all newbies, or people that might be listening, right, are just
Yeah.
interested. What are the documents you should look out for? What are the ones that you can say it is a must
Mhm.
that it should be provided before you buy? And what are the
Right, right.
ones you can still be like, okay, uh if they don't have this one, they should have this one. You understand?
Yes.
So just let us know, what are the papers, what do they mean, how important are they? Are they
Uh-huh.
just Lagos state coverage or like federal?
All right. Okay. So yeah, one of the documents that people should definitely, one of the documents I feel people should definitely pay attention to is, first and foremost, the receipt of the land that you, upon transaction,
But
right? The land receipts, registered survey. Any land that you want to invest into must have a registered survey. So most times real estate companies normally have a surveyor that will chart it and take it to the surveyor general's office to know if this place is a good place that they can acquire. Then they will have the coordinates of that place for the entire estate. Do you understand? And once that is done, they will have a registered survey for the entire estate, right? So that's something I should do for when getting the land, right? That's something you definitely should look into. Sorry. Let me just, sorry, please just give me a moment. I think my
No
stuff
problem.
just switched off. Um, Hold on, please.
Guys, please, if you have questions,
All
please
right.
ask. Drop your
All right.
questions. Drop your
Okay,
questions.
so I said a registered survey. So a registered survey just shows the measurement and the boundary of your land, and this is mapped out by your surveyor, right? And once that is done, once it's registered, it is in the government system that this person is the owner of this land from this boundary to this boundary. So you have to look at that when you're getting the land. Also, a land is supposed to have a deed of assignment, right? A deed of assignment. So basically, a deed of assignment just shows that the ownership has been transferred from the original owners of that land to the new owner of that land. So most times, most real estate companies normally go to the families of that land. Maybe they go and meet the Bale or the Omonile or something like that. Those people will give them a land receipt. Then a lawyer, they'll get a lawyer. The lawyer will draft a deed of assignment showing that this property that I am coming to get, the ownership has been transferred from person A to person B. I don't know if you get my point. So it will show you the price of the property, the names of the people that are transferring the ownership to the new owner, the new owner's name as well. Do we sign and all? And all the necessary details that will be done by the lawyer. So if a property has a registered survey, a deed of assignment, that is wonderful. I know most times people are like, most people, some investors will say, does it have a C of O? Does it have a C of O? And if a property has a C of O, that's wonderful. In fact, that's the best thing that can ever happen. But it's not always in all cases that some properties have a C of O, because especially in a place like Lagos, it takes a while for people to have a C of O. I was telling Mr. Emmanuel yesterday that majority of the houses in Lagos don't have a C of O. Majority of the houses in
Yeah.
Lagos, even probably the one we're living in now, doesn't have a C of O. But there are people staying there. But if he has it, but people should work towards getting a C of O. C of O is quite very expensive and very, very tedious and all for people to process. But it's something that people should definitely process, you understand? If a property has a C of O, it shows that the government or the governor is aware that you are the owner of that land. The state is aware that you are the owner of that land. And so they've leased that land to you for 99 years. You become the owner for 99 years for that land, basically. So that's another thing that you should also look forward to. If a property has a C of O, fine. If it doesn't have a C of O, but it has a receipt, registered survey, a deed of assignment, you can start with that while looking for how to process the C of O, or the person you are buying from, you need to find out if they are currently processing the C of O for that. Then you also see some properties, they might have a what they call a governor's consent. So governor's consent is more like this property has a C of O. Now, the new person that wants to get this property will not take the C of O of that person, of the former owner, and take it to the governor's office or to the government and say, okay, this person is the new owner, is the owner of the property. I want it to be in my own name. That's why you now hear people saying things like, have you perfected your title? When they say perfected your title, it means that they are transferring it from being a C of O to being the title changes from being a C of O to being a governor's consent. So it means that the governor has signed on your document to say that you are the new owner of that land. And what they do is that they will sign on the deed of assignment. The governor will sign on the deed of assignment to show that I approve that this is the new owner of that land. Do you understand? So there are some properties that you see governor's consent there. There are some you see C of O there, right? But the non-negotiable has to be the receipt, land receipt, survey, registered survey, then the deed of assignment. Those are like the non-negotiables when you are trying to make buying decisions to lands, especially for land. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
the non-negotiables are deed of assignment, the
yeah,
receipts of the land,
yes.
and you said one more. You
Reg-
said one again.
Registered survey, registered survey.
Registered survey. Good, registered
Yes,
survey. And if it has a C of O, it's perfect, right?
yes.
Okay, awesome. So so how does a lawyer then come in? What does, when you say doing a due diligence, because anybody can just produce any paper for you and just say, okay, this land
Yeah,
has this land has this, and
yes.
by the end of the day it's like maybe fake. Like, how do you then verify that these
Okay.
papers or these things, or what do you ask from the real estate company to say, okay, give me this and this. Let me go and verify if
Verify.
your claims
Yeah.
are true. You understand? What are those things
Right.
you can ask for?
All right. So typically when you involve a lawyer, because a lawyer is always very experienced when it comes to transactions, so they know how an original document is from maybe a one that is forged. Do you understand? So a lawyer will look at it and they can tell from an instance if this is fake or if this is not fake. And when they get the survey, because a lawyer will also work with a surveyor, right? They work with a surveyor. The surveyor will get the coordinates of that land from the real estate company. They will go to the surveyor general office. They will chat it there to verify if these people are actually the owner of this place, because it will reflect in their system, regardless of the state that they are from. If it's from Lagos State, I think it should be in the ministry. Office of the Surveyor General. Yes, so they will check their system. There are certain details they'll put, and there are certain numbers that they'll put to know, okay, this person is the owner. It will reflect in their system. If those people are not the original owner, it will also reflect in their system. You understand? So that's the reason why it's always good to have a lawyer, because the lawyer will work with a surveyor as well. The lawyer will make sure that every part of the due diligence process to protect you as an investor or someone that is buying into a property is covered, so that you will not start hearing stories that touch the heart. You understand? So they will verify that, and also from the deed of assignment, they can also know who is the original owner of that land. How did the title transfer from this person to this person? You understand? So that's how it works. There are sometimes you see things like, some people they'll say you see things like excision or gazette. So excision is basically when a government decides that, okay, this land, we are not interested in this land. They give a portion of the land to a family that, okay, you guys can use it for whatever you want. I've excised the authority of this land to you. Do you understand? So the government doesn't have any acquisition over that land. They've given to that family. Do you understand? So when you see, sometimes you see gazette. Gazette means that that thing that the government did has now been documented, that, okay, the rights and authority of this land has been given to this family. They can decide to sell it or use it for whatever they want. You understand? So that's another thing that does that. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Um, because I want us to actually just move quickly. So I wanted to talk about the mindset that
Okay.
an investor should have, because many times people might think, or many times people think that real estate is for like the rich guys. No, usually
Yeah.
before I used to think like that. Okay, real estate is like when you have money before you start talking about buying land. You understand? But imagine what you said, right? That there was a time Ibejuleki was being sold, were begging people to buy for 200,000. Many people had that money. Many people had a million sitting there in their bank, right?
Yes.
But they did not buy. You understand? So I wanted to
Yes.
speak to the mindset of trying to break that mind of, okay, you need to have a lot of money, because recently I've just been like looking at, okay, real estate companies, properties and all that, and I've been seeing like young youths, right? I believe that a lot of people are getting to like be aware and getting to involved, right? While there
Yeah.
are some youths, of course, who are like, oh, the responsibility of the quality of my life, it depends on my parents. My parents have to send me to school. My parents have to give me this. They have to give me an inheritance. Why there are this set of youths or set of teenagers or slash youths that are
Yes.
like taking their destinies into their own hand? And when I see videos of companies, I'm seeing like young ladies, and I'm like, this person cannot be like up to
Yeah.
like 25, maybe like 22, or like, I'm not like, for me, I'm
Most
like,
of, most of them are young these days. Young guys. Young
yeah,
guys. Most of them are
they're
very young.
very young. And they'll just say that,
They
oh,
are
I
very
have a
young.
land in this. I'm like, oh, wonderful. Your children will be like very happy that you actually took that step. So can you speak to the
Yeah.
mindsets an investor should have, right, to be able to do invest, to be able to invest when it comes to real estate?
Okay. So one thing I realize is most people have a very short-term mentality. Um,
Mm,
if you have a get rich quick mentality,
Mm,
you most likely will not see real estate as a valuable investment. I was listening to Emmanuel. He said most people that are wealthy, they grow into wealth. He said there are people that play the long game. I was reading a book. If I let me show you the book. I'm coming. Hold on. I was reading this book by Tony Robbins. This is Awaken the Giant Within You. I was reading this book this
mm,
week, and he was talking about that anybody that wants to truly succeed in life must learn how to play the long game. It's something
mm,
I even learned from my mentor, Mr. Rabi, as well, meet the property guy as well. He said if you want to really take real estate serious, you want to see the benefits, play the long game. If you're always thinking long term, you're thinking 10, 20 years, 30 years from now, it will affect the decisions that you make now, because you know that if you don't make the right decisions, you might start regretting 10,
mm,
20, 30 years from now. Your children might likely not have anything to fall back to. There are some people. Okay, let me use the example of this man, Mr. What's his name again? The founder of Asset Rise. Oh, I've forgotten his name. The founder of Asset Rise, right? He said something. He said when he was young, right? He said his father died when he was very young. Said his father died. So now, normally, there are some people that are depending on their family, especially their father for feeding and all. But now they were able to fall back on the investment he had, because he said that the father has had several hectares of palm trees, land
mm,
filled with palm trees. And he said that that was what was used to feed his mom, his siblings, send him to school, even abroad to study.
wow.
Yes, from childhood till he became an adult. Then when he now got there, he now realized that there's a lot of opportunities here in Nigeria. He left UK and came back to Nigeria. That's when I started the whole palm rich stuff and everything. So imagine the father leaving that inheritance for the children, for the family. That thing, he said that farmland is still present till today in his
Wow.
hometown. Till today, it's still
And
fruiting.
it's still fruit is still yielding.
It's still yielding till today. That's what he
That's
was
that's
saying.
that's crazy.
Everything is still yielding, you know.
Mm,
So that's just when you are thinking long term, it affects the decision. But most people are looking for quick, and that's the reason why they always fall into scams. See, let me tell you something. I've studied people that are wealthy. You will never see a wealthy person investing into things like MMM, CBEX. You will never. I assure you, you never. You know why? You know
mm,
why? Anytime a wealthy person wants to invest, they will have a circle of people that they will ask questions. Bros,
yeah.
I heard this thing for news. Shay, what's your opinion on this? I'm thinking of investing. What do you think to it? They'll call like one or two people from their circle of influence that are
Mm,
also even more wealthier than them. Those people give
mm,
them, no, I think this thing is going to crash very soon. This thing is not going
mm,
to last for the next 5 years. This thing is not. So that's how they make their decision. Or they have an investment banker. Especially when you're dealing with
yeah.
when you start dealing with people that are doing deals in the 8-figure, 9-figure range, most of them do not, they have somebody, either a lawyer, an investment analyst that will do all the findings for them before they make any
Mm,
decision
mm,
like that. So those people, they are very sure that whatever they're investing to, they've done the research, they know that this thing is legit. But most people that are always looking for quick cash, let me just put money and overnight, money makes me millions. It doesn't happen that way. It takes
like
time. It
those
takes
that
time.
did CBEX.
Some people cry
CBEX,
though.
CBEX.
If anybody did it here, I don't mean to be insensitive, but you understand, you
Sorry,
must
sorry,
always think
sorry
long
about your
term.
loss.
You have to think long term. So I was thinking that MMM would have taught people a lot of sense, but some people still, Nigerians don't learn, they always learn the hard way, like a very black man, a very dark man.
The dark one will say you learn the hard way.
Learn the hard way. You
So
understand? So
yeah, I
so the
think
thing, okay,
I think that what you're trying to describe, and you see, I've been trying to build that around my life, in the
okay,
sense that I I I don't need to know everything,
yes,
but I need to have what Henry Ford calls a mastermind,
okay,
a network of people who are specialists,
in
right,
a
in
yes,
areas. So I have a friend that is a doctor. Maybe
okay,
I have like one, two of them. So if I have any health issue, I can reach out to them. I have somebody in real estate, I can reach out to. I have somebody in shares, my broker, I can reach out to him. He's an expert. I was even talking to him last this week on Monday. I was telling him, oh, look, this stock, Okomu oil, this palm oil, guys.
yeah,
Okumu oil, which we are going to get to when we are talking about palm rich. So I was just asking him, so I want to like build, if I need, I think I'm going to actually need is a friend that is a soldier, then another one that is a police, then
I need
another
one.
one
No, I'm looking for how to make friends with police. So
VIO, somebody in the VIO office, because
yeah,
it's like you explained, that's how the rich actually operate. They don't
yes.
just sit down and talk to people that are making less than them, or people that are
Yes.
not experts, because that's how many people got into CBEX. Somebody, they listen
Mhm.
to somebody that is not an expert
At all.
in finance or whatever, come to tell them. It's just like people that I used to see a lot of them down the road. You understand? They'll tell you, you can make you can become a millionaire in 6 months.
Mm.
Just listen to what I'm saying. And I'm like, oh, I can make 1 million in 6 months. Are you here?
Can you see?
I are here dressed like this on the
Mhm.
bus, in the bus stop, almost in the middle of the night, and you're telling me I can make 1 million. Come on, bro. So it's very, very important that you have people, and that's why I do these webinars to be able to bring experts on
Yes.
ground that can be able to teach us, educate us, right, on what to do. I think just like a thriller, right? After your
Mhm.
session, in the next 2 weeks, you are going to be like a part two for
Okay.
the everything about investment that we did last 2 weeks,
Okay.
shares and everything. Then after that, I'm going to be bringing somebody that'll come and take us on investments in palm oil,
Palm oil.
because that is another cash cow. And I don't mean
That's
like
good. Palm oil is
I,
gold mine. I'm telling
it's
you,
gold mine.
bro.
I don't mean like the
Palm oil is
land
gold
own,
mine.
which you are going to explain to us. Right? And I don't mean the land own. I mean like buying palm oil,
Okay.
keeping them, preserving, that, storing them, and selling
Storage.
them
Yes, storage.
when the
Yes,
prices
storage.
are high.
Hi.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. So it's like
There's
an
money.
arbitrage stuff. Yeah. So there's money. So I want us to go into that quickly. I want us to, you said there are 4 types of real estate:
Yes.
residential, commercial, industrial, and what's the last one? Agro.
Agro.
Yes, sir. So I wanted to explain to us now. There's been this rise of these palm oil real
Yes.
estate businesses right now. Like
Yeah.
like I said, mentioned the Okomu oil, right? And other ones.
Yes.
Like, why is there an increase, right, in that
Okay.
aspect of the industry? Like, what are those companies seeing that the masses are not really seeing? What is actually going on?
All right. So I believe the reason why palm oil is the way it is because of the demand. Now, based on statistics, Nigeria exports more oil than imports more oil than it's supposed to. And the thing is, palm oil is really in demand right now abroad. Like, even I think Okumu oil exports a lot of oil. And the thing is, if Nigeria is producing a lot of palm oil, it's going to affect the GDP of the nation, whether we like it or not. And so, because right now
Positively,
in the
right?
yeah. So right now in the global market of like palm oil exporters, Nigeria is like on the low end right now. Meanwhile, Nigeria has a lot of potential for distributing more. Distributing more. It's just that they don't have.
Hmm.
I feel like maybe the government has not really created a lot of infrastructure in terms of helping more farmers to produce palm oil. And so
Hmm.
you have countries like Malaysia and I think Indonesia as well that are exporting at a very high margin. Do you understand? So I think a few people now notice that I mean we can be competing in the global market because we have the soil, we have everything here. And so, and palm oil can be used to produce many things. I think that's one of the reasons that was one of the things that makes palm tree so special. You can use it to create palm oil. You can use it to create palm kernel oil. You can use it to create even things that they use for cars. You can use it for beauty, cosmetic products, like so many
Hmm.
value added products that you can create
Hmm.
from just that palm tree. And so
Hmm.
that's one of the things, right? That's one of the things that make it very, 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 very lucrative. So a lot of people now that are investors or people that are going into it, they know that this is a multi-billion dollar industry that people are
Investments
not really
industry. Yeah.
paying attention to. You understand? Like
Hmm.
even in asset tries, there are some investors that got as much as I think there was one guy that got about 50 hectares of land or 40
Wow.
hectares. And when I was not doing the calculation, now this one is an investor, he's not doing anything, it's just the company manages everything for him. I was not like, I was doing the math. I was not looking like, man, this guy is making like, there are people that are making like in a year more than 100 million naira from
I'm
just being
telling
an investor.
you, if anybody tells you that there's no money in Nigeria, is lying. Oh, there is money in
Ah,
this nation. The huh, I was
I
listening to
mean, it's
sorry to
crazy.
cut you, sorry to cut you.
No problem,
Bring
no
you back.
problem, no problem.
Went for a program today, and a lady that was actually teaching us, Coach Nancy, you can check her out on Instagram.
Yes.
She was telling us how
Okay.
that she does telecommunication business, that is selling recharge card, and she's talking about 15 million. She started with
Is it wait,
600,000.
is that the lady that guy, there was a guy that came to your church from province that was talking about a
Yeah,
lady
that
that
was the
sells
one. He
recharge
was,
recharge card?
yeah.
Oh,
So he brought
okay,
her,
okay, okay, okay.
and he said he has been
Wow,
trying
I'm
to
looking
get her
for
for like 2 years. She started with 600,000
wow.
naira with recharge card. Man, I
Wow,
was like,
crazy.
shit, that is nobody should nobody should tell you there's no money in this country.
Mm,
You just need to know
mm,
where is this country moving. Forget all this chaos you are
mm,
hearing. For my broker was
mm.
telling me when it was when I brought him on the webinar last 2 or 3 weeks
Yes.
ago, was telling me that before the Iran, Israel, and USA war, gold was selling at about $4,500 per ounce. 6 weeks later,
Okay.
right, it's like
Yes.
5,000 plus per ounce,
Mm,
like about like 30% increase. Talking about oil too, oil was selling about $60 per barrel, but now it's 6 weeks later, it was like when the war started, it was like over $100 per barrel.
mm,
Now, if nobody
right.
tells you that, you will feel
Mm,
that, oh, everything you'll be discussing is, oh, there is war there, oh, Israel is this, Iran is that, USA is that.
mm.
Whereas people are silently making money while chaos is going on. They are not the
People
one
make
that caused the
people make the
chaos.
most money when there's crisis. So most people do
I'm
not know.
telling. So when somebody say, oh, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that, there's insecurity. There's insecurity. Pray for the
People are
nation.
cashing out.
Put the nation in prayer, but find where, because one of the things I learned from Dr. Emmanuel Lumide is that what money hides in problems, money
Mm,
hides in chaos. Where there is chaos, there is money.
mm.
Please go ahead, Mr. Joshua.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. When there's chaos, there's money. I was listening to Apostle Femi Lazarus his podcast recently. He invited this lady. Her name is Mrs. Grace Ofure, and she was saying that during this
Yeah,
Iran
I
war, that
listened
the
to the
money that
podcast. Yeah.
she said the money that she made just during this war, she said, I've never made that money before since I've been in Dubai doing my business in Dubai. She said
Wow,
the
are
money
you
she made from the
serious?
war. She said she has never made that amount of money. She
She,
said people are
she
complaining
didn't
there's
cause
war,
the
there's
war now.
war. She said people are saying there's war, there's war. She said, I'm making my money. You don't understand. So people make money in
Wow,
crisis. People make money in crisis, but honestly, we've not Nigeria has not scratched the surface yet of what they can do with the palm
I'm telling
when it comes to the
you, I'm
palm oil
telling
industry.
you.
They have not. They have not. If Nigeria should realize its full potential, it's going to affect our GDP. Our GDP will go high like by great margin.
Mm,
And people that are the pioneer of this thing, they don't want to make the most money. That man now, that's the
exactly.
founder of Asset Rise now. Right now, the man has a portfolio of right now he has a portfolio of I think the amount of hectares of land where he's doing this palm stuff, it should be going to almost 70,000 hectares right now, if I'm not mistaken, of palm
Mm,
trees that is growing
wow,
currently. So now I was
70
not doing a
hectares.
projection that 70 is going to be should be around maybe 50 to 70,000 hectares. I was not doing a calculation that
Wow.
in the next 20 years, this man is going to be one. I assure you, in Africa, I'll be one of the wealthiest in Africa, like no cap. And that's just one aspect of investment. I'm not talking about residential real estate because he also has residential real estate. The company is also
Mm,
doing it. They also sell houses. Do you understand? That's just one part. So palm oil is crazy. There's one lady I even saw on Instagram. The lady, I think, in fact, another thing that people do not know, and I was discussing with my
mm,
pastor, my spiritual father, one time. He said that sometimes people don't want to go into farming because he is into farming. My spiritual father is into large scale farming. So he said most people
mm,
don't go into farming. He said, why can't you go into processing? He said that
mm,
you get cash flow from processing. Say, for example, if I'm planting rice
mm,
as a farmer, if you have a milling machine close to where I'm planting. He said you'll be making cash flow on a regular basis. If you have a milling machine for palm oil, you'll be making cash flow on a steady basis. So he said some people are not even looking at that side processing. I'm giving you guys a secret. Okay. All right. So processing. So
just be in the
that's
value
another
chain. Just be in the value chain of
value
of the agriculture.
chain.
You will just make money wherever
You
you
make
are,
money.
whether you are manufacturing, whether you are processing it, whether you are distributing it, whether you are part of the
Distributing it.
logistics. You will. There's
You make
money.
So there's money in agriculture. Most people don't just know there's money. I'm telling you because I've
now-
been close to. Okay.
I'm listening.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Because I've been close to people that do it on a large scale, so I know what I'm saying. There's money in agriculture. There's money.
So there's money in. So I want us to look at this now. There's money in real estate. Then there's money in agriculture. Now you now get to have a combo, real estate plus agriculture together, which is one of the products Mr. Joshua is going to be talking to us about, right? So
yes,
you just need to be there, right? You just need to be there, and like I said before, don't stop thinking that real estate is for the rich, right? They are like I was talking to I was looking at a company. I don't want to mention their name so that they will not think it's advertisement. They have like a 12. You can pay instrumentally for 6 months. There's 12 months. There's 24 months. So there's no excuse whatsoever that you should have that you cannot buy, even if it's half plots. You just maybe that is like I think that's 300 square meter, right? Just even if it's 300 square meter, your money can reach. You just buy it, keep it. Like I said, you don't wait to buy land. You buy land and you wait. This is very important. I don't want us to have this discussion and we don't go back to make actions, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. We don't go back to take actions, right? Please, we need. That's what I'm asking us. If you have any questions, please ask. You need to, after this discussion, after this webinar, is free. You know, like they say, when people don't pay money, they don't pay attention. But I don't want that to be your own, lot, right? I want you to think about it. If you need me to give you Mr. Joshua's number for more questions or whatever clarifications, you can reach out to me. But don't leave this webinar today without having a plan to take an action, right? To take an action. So because of time, I want us to go straight into the product that you have. You said you want to talk about the Immortal, right? Let me just.
Okay, so I'm talking about the one at Illusion, that one in Ogun State, close to Ogun State Cargo Airport. Then also Palm Ridge. So those are the ones I'll just be focusing on for now.
The one in Ogun State. Do you send me?
Yeah, the one I sent you, the one of 900. That one of 900 per plot.
Okay. Let me just let me share the graphics for that.
Yeah, let me just a second.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes. It's presenting.
Okay.
All right, so we'll check this one as well. All right. So I didn't. Okay. So. Do you want me to proceed, or you're still working on?
Yeah. You can go ahead. You can talk about this one while I try.
Okay, good. So thank you guys once again for the opportunity to be here. I hope we have learned one or two things on the importance of real estate, what real estate is, and the different types of real estate. So currently, the one of the investment opportunities that we have currently, which is in the pre-launch phase at the moment, is one of our lands in Ogun State, which is at Illusion. And now, for people that are familiar with Illusion is just few driving, I think 20 drive. Where this property is about 20 minutes drive from Babcock University, um,
Yeah.
about 10 minutes drive from the Ogun State Cargo Airport, about 15 to 18 minutes drive to Olabisi Onabanjo University. So which makes it a land that's in a very strategic location, guaranteed for capital appreciation now and even in the coming years. And so because this is a recent project that we just brought up to the public, we are doing it for a pre-launch price of 900 for a plot. Half plot goes for about 600,000 naira, and you can spread your payments in 3 months. In 3 months. Now you have the initial deposit of 200,000, obviously. And you can spread your payments within what 3 months, right? So that's for and the name of the estate is Aviation City. And the reason why it's Aviation City is because it's in very close proximity with the Ogun State Cargo Airport. That was the reason why it was named Aviation City. So for people that probably at some point you're like, oh, because to be honest, property in Lagos are quite high. Not many people can afford places in major mainland and all, right? Because you want to say you want to get property in mainland right now is very high. You're talking about like 50 million per plot, 30 million per plot, 20 million, you understand? But you can start somewhere. You always start from where you are, especially as a career person. Buy, wait, let it increase in value, and you start stacking up. One thing I learned from my mentor, we always say that when you are investing, you have to stack your investment, diversify and stack your investment. It will tell you if you buy land here, don't stop, buy more, buy more, buy more. And before you know, you will not see that your portfolio of assets are already entering the 8-figure, 9-figure out margin. You understand? So this is one thing that you can invest into, right? You have the registered survey, and we have a deed of assignment for this location, basically. That's for that. So this one is for people that are interested in investing, then holding it for a few years. Then if they want to resell it, they can resell it. I always tell people not to resell. Let your land just keep increasing value. The only time you should resell is if you are buying in bulk. Do you understand? There's no point buying one plot, then now say you want to sell one plot again. Except maybe you have another plot somewhere. But if that's the only one you have, I'll just advise people to just let it just keep increasing in value. Then maybe you can do something on it at some point, right? So that's for that one. So if you want more information, you can reach out to me or Mr. Emmanuel. Then the other one is the Palm Rich one, which is maybe you can share that as well on the screen. Funny enough, I saw Pastor Kola on the call at the other time. I don't know if you noticed. He joined the meeting. All right. Okay. So yeah. So this is
You said Pastor Kola,
yeah. CSA.
Bethel Sanctuary.
No, Success Arena.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he joined before, but he left later. Yeah, I saw him. That
Wow.
when it comes to Mr. Emmanuel was talking about building your network. I'm someone that is very keen on building my network. So there are some people that are experts in certain areas that I don't know anything about. So when it comes to tech, it's my grandfather in tech. So if I have any questions, so Pastor Kola is another beast when it comes to tech. He has his own tech company, Lucrative Tech. So he has people that work under him. Yeah. So he has, and the company is registered in the United States as well. So it's when it comes to if maybe if you want to bring someone for your people that want to learn tech, bring Pastor Kola, or you bring Brother Abraham. These are people. So because of them, I've learned a lot about how tech works, front end, back end, and so many other things like that. So yeah, so it's always good to have people that are experts in such areas.
That's true.
Yeah, so this one is Palm Rich, right? The whole concept of Palm Rich is typically when you have real estate, most times you sell bare land, and most times you don't let it just appreciate. But this model, it works in such a way that you invest into a land, then we help you to plant palm trees on the land, right? You plant palm trees on the land, then after 4 years, it begins to fruit. Then on the 5th year, you begin to earn residual income from the land. I know I shared a projection with Mr. Emmanuel just to give you a perspective, because when I deal with investors, you have to be data driven and they need numbers. Do you understand? So right now, a plot has about 10 trees planted on the 10 palm trees. planted on it, and you can get about 250 liters of oil from that one plot. An acre has 60 trees planted on it. You can get over 1,000, okay, you get 1,500 liters of oil from that. Do you understand? And what the company does is that they don't just help you to plant palm trees on that land. Whatever palm fruit they get from it, they process it, they turn it to palm oil and other value-added products from that same palm fruit. Then they will sell the produce for you and they remit the money to your bank account. That's basically how the whole model works. So the company, asset-wise, they manage the entire process for you. So right now, we have many estates actually, but I'm always one that always like to keep things simple. If anybody wants any more information, you can get more information. But this one, they have a ready start survey and they have a deed of assignment. They are currently processing the C of O. Now, where this property is a very good location because it's in close proximity with some popular educational institutions, some universities, and also it's in close proximity with Canaan land as well. That's Winners Otter. So it's a very good location. In fact, they refer to it as Agro Smart City. So it's a place that is seeing very rapid appreciation. In fact, when this thing launched, I think a plot was going for around 600K or 700K. That was as far back as 2024. Yes, 2024 when it first launched. This
wow, 400K.
Yeah,
and now it's now 1.9.
1.9 now. So it has seen tremendous growth. So the land is appreciating in value. Then you also have your palm tree. So you are having your land that is appreciating. You're also making money from your land. That's the whole concept in a nutshell. So your land is appreciating. They are making money from your land. So from the 5th year, you begin to earn money from the land. You understand? So that's how the whole model works. So for the one plot, normally we sell just 1 acre and above, but because of this one is a very unique model, unique location and all, they're opening one plot for the public. So one plot is 1,950, which is a 3-month payment. But if you want to spread it to 6 months, obviously there's an interest. So you have 2,085,000. Then if you want to spread it to 12 months, you have to pay 2,220,000. Then if you want to go for an acre option as well, you can see this 11.2 million. Then if you want to go for 1 hectare, 27.850 million. So that's for that. Then we also have the Palm Ridge Farm, which is much cheaper. That one is more in a rural area. It's not as developed as this one, but you're also making money. The same concept is still what applies here. You're also making money. That one for the one for Palm Ridge Farm, let me quickly pull it up here, is a cheaper option. I used to advise people to go for Palm Ridge Farm. I remember when they first launched the first Palm Ridge Farm phase 1 last year, I think an acre was going for about 1.7, 1.8 million for Palm Ridge Farm phase 1, because a lot of people in diaspora were buying it because the price was quite very, very affordable. Let me pull it out. Okay, so this is 3.5 for an acre. 3.5 for an acre. 1 hectare is 8.6. So you can see that the price range is quite cheaper than the other one I showed at Otter. So
1 acre is 6 plots.
6 plots
of land. So that whole acre, that whole 6 plots total is 3.5, which makes it cheaper. Is there a payment? Is there an instrumental payment on this?
For this one, yes, there's also an instrumental payment for this. 3 months, 6 months.
Really?
12 months. Yes. Yes, for this, yes.
Don't worry, you'll hear from me.
No problem. No problem.
So please, thank you very much, Mr. Joshua.
Yeah.
At least I'm going to share these things on the platform. Please just look out for them. If you have any interest in them, reach out to me, right? And I will link you up with Mr. Joshua. Like we have been saying since we started this webinar, it would be wrong for you not to have a piece of real estate. If you're a Christian, you are familiar with that scripture that says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof.
Yes.
If the earth is the Lord's, you should have a piece of it. That's just the truth. You should have the piece of what belongs to your father. And you cannot hijack it. You cannot claim it. You have to buy it.
It's like you watch that video from one video. Yeah. I think
Yes, now
I'll say that.
is that when he said the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, he said go and touch somebody's land. That's why you know that there's the land has a
The
owner.
As in, you cannot what's going to say, give me
So
the land. Yeah.
so if you have monies, maybe like this one is 500,000, and you can spread the remaining payments over for over 6 months, 12
3 months,
months,
6 months. Yeah.
3 months, 6 months, 12 months. You should do it. No, if you're going to be thinking, where will I see the money? Where will I see the money? Let me tell you, it's because you don't have something. If a lion is pursuing you, you won't know that you are a good runner. You
Like a
understand?
jump fence.
You will not know you can jump fence without trial. Just one trial, you will jump the fence. You will
Yeah.
not. You will not believe you not believe
You not
yourself.
believe it.
It's because many people's goal is still like on a survival level. What will I eat today? What will I drink today? Let me just buy a phone. There's nothing that you are pursuing or that is pursuing you. If you drop 500,000 and you know that you have 12 months to find the remaining balance, because I know that if you're going to be spreading 12 months, you're not going to be paying 3.5. I don't know if
Yes,
that's
there'll be
correct.
interest. There'll be interest.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
going to be interest. You're not going to be paying 3.5. I think 12 months is going to be like additional 1 million naira.
Yes.
I
It's
think so,
like
Shabo. So if you say you want to pay in 12 months, that's 4.5 million. Then you pay 500,000, it means 4 million. Let me tell you, you will find a way to make sure, whether is it that you will not be going out, you reduce your spending, you reduce a lot of things. Your phone that is cracked, that you are thinking that you want to change with 500,000, you will just be managing the phone. When people look at you and say, are you not working? And so you will not mind them, because you know that you are looking for 4 million. You're looking for every month. You're supposed to be paying maybe 500,000 or 300,000. So your target is going to be every month. Whatever you are into, you are going to be looking for how that you will get this money, and you will pay. You will put yourself under pressure, like the one one of the ones that I did. And the funniest part is that these prices, they are all pre-launched. In case you don't understand what pre-launch is,
yes.
it has not been officially launched.
The price is going to increase
When
very soon.
when it is officially launched, it is a different price. You understand? Like one of the property that I was trying to discuss with you, Mr. Joshua, yesterday. Let me just say it's Oakville. I'm just hearing a lot of Oakville, different realtors are talking about Oakville. That's why I just brought it to you. Like what is this Oakville? Who is it? Who are the people behind it? Who are the and the a plot, a 300 square meter now right now is 300,000. But they're telling me that by April is going
You
to
mean 3
be
million? 3 million.
sorry 3 million, rather 3 million. That by April is going to be 5 million. So, but that what I'm hearing is the pre-launched. So by the time it's launched, it's going to be on another new level. There's a property that somebody close to me bought in January, right? The property he bought from Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. In January, it was 10 million, but there was a 75% discount on it. Now, if you know Dr. Emmanuel Olumide, you know that he's a integrity person. He has track records. So he was now selling the land. I think it's a 500 square meter for 2.5 million. Somewhere it is 31 minutes drive away from Mowe Ofada. 31 minutes drive away from 2.5 million. Now that land, they've removed this thing, is now worth 10 million.
Wow.
So the person that bought it for 2.5 in January, you understand? Because what doctor said was that they wanted to get a lot of capital, and they wanted to put it into their own palm tree land, palm tree this thing. So they just want to just sell it off and put money into their palm tree investment. That was why they gave it at that. Now that land is 10. I'm listening.
Because Dr. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel is even investing with asset rise at the moment. Like
Oh, he's also
yes, like,
wonderful.
I saw his video last with Mr. Ojama Moye, which is Mr. Rotimi is the founder of Asset Rise. I saw him doing a video with Olumide
Okay.
Emmanuel. Yeah, so it was saying in the video that Olumide Emmanuel invested in
Okay.
about, I think, 10 or 15 hectares with them. So right now, Mr. Olumide Emmanuel is like promoting for Asset Rise, like you guys should invest into palm oil, palm rich. It's like
And
they
he also has
advocate.
his own, no?
He also has his own. So because he has his own, that's why he can say it to people to buy. You understand? So that's just
So
it. So he's
if
investing
you
with
are
them
thinking,
heavily.
so if you are thinking about it, you understand this land. If you buy this land at 3.5 million, like you explained, is a palm. It's not as if it's like you buy it for residential purpose. No,
No,
you
not for
buy
resident.
it. The company is going to plant on it. The
Plant on
company
it.
is going to harvest. The company is
Yes.
going to sell. And I think the sharing ratio is 60% to the investor and
Yes,
40% to the company.
60%.
So
Yes.
so you as the investor, whatever they sell on the portion of land that you buy, right, or you invest in, 60% of the revenue goes to you, right? That is after they
Yes.
deduct their expenses and all that. 60% goes to you, 40% goes to the company. Now, and
Company.
palm tree is not something that you plant today and it's not like corn. Like it takes like 3-4 months, 5 months for it to start to fruit. But the time it starts fruiting, it will fruit
Do you
like
know,
that
not 4 months?
year on
It
year.
takes about 4 years. 4 years.
4 years rather. I don't
Yeah.
know why I'm saying 4 months. 4 years rather. 4 years for it to start fruiting. And by the time
Yeah.
it starts fruiting, it is year on year. So that means every year, you just
Every
know that
year.
one money is coming from one
Every year.
investment that you did every year. Every year, money is coming from somewhere. So it is the palm oil right now. It is next to petroleum oil. I don't know. God does bless us with oil in this nation. It is so. It is the next big thing when it comes
Good man.
to agro real estate. It has. I'm just looking at the top 10 countries that export palm oil. I'm looking at a
Malaysia. I think
report of
Malaysia is there.
Malaysia is the top, followed by Indonesia, followed by
Malaysia.
Netherlands, followed by Singapore, Papua New Guinea, China, Hong Kong, Cote d'Ivoire, yeah, Germany, Puerto Rico, Colombia. Nigeria is
Nigeria used to be like
nowhere.
top 5. Nigeria used to be top 5 in the
Yeah, we
90s.
used to be. We used to
But
be.
for some
We
reason
used to
they went
be.
down. So imagine how if Nigeria should wake up, imagine how much you'll be bringing into the country.
I'm telling you, we used to be. So this is going to be we are looking at something that's going to benefit the nation
Yes.
and benefit those that invest. Come on now. You need to be a part of it. I'm not trying to advertise. If you like, you want to do it asset rise. If you like, say you want to do it somewhere else, just make sure that we have told you how to look out, what to look out for, the papers to look out for, right? You understand? And I also looked at, when we were discussing yesterday, I was like, okay, this asset rise, let me even look at them. And I went on Google and I typed the top 10 real estate or agro real estate companies in Lagos, in
They
Nigeria.
should be top 2 or top 3. They're around top
I
2 or
think
top 3.
what I got yesterday was top 1.
Top in the
They
head.
were on
I
the
was
list.
just being conservative. I know they are top 1, but I was just being conservative.
They actually top 1. This
They're very
asset
huge.
rise. They're actually top 1. So, like me, if I want to buy something, I want to know who am I buying it from. Is the person, how much experience does the person have? Does the person have integrity? Who is the CEO? Who are the people that do they have any problem in the public? I want to investigate, and I've done my own little investigation. Now, this is not the financial advice, so do your research. DYOR. Do your research. This is not the financial advice. So do your own research. I did my own research, and I feel that I can trust these people and also people like Dr. Emmanuel, because those people have integrity when it comes to real estate investments in this nation. You understand? Please, if you want to borrow 500,000, you want to talk, if you want to do cooperative, collect money, or do osusu, collect money.
Do you know what people can do as well? You don't even need to even be the only one. You can collaborate with someone that can also show interest in this.
And have a lawyer. Have a lawyer that's we draft out
Yes.
something
That's how
amongst you
you guys
people
can, some of you, it could be three of you that I want to buy 1 hectare, or I want to buy 1 acre. Let's put resources together.
together.
One of my relatives, he used to invest in real estate here in Nigeria, and anytime he reaches out to me, he just say, I'm looking to invest into this. I have a few friends of mine who are looking to invest into this property. He doesn't put only his own money. So far, he knows that the real estate deal is legit, and he knows that
It's
okay, this
legit.
is just it. Three of his friends will just come together, put resources, and they get it. You
Hmm.
understand? So it doesn't have to be from you alone. If you know people that you can explain it to them and they see the potential, you guys can put resources together, and it will be in your both of you's name or three of you's name, the documents, and you're good to go. So everything's about collaboration too sometimes.
So don't worry. I think recently I was thinking about I need somebody that will teach me about this real estate because I have some high net worth individuals that I can
Okay.
pitch this to. So I think me and you have to discuss after this because I need to be getting some commission
Yeah.
on my
Have
own.
you,
It's very, very important. So
I mean,
guys,
look, I also do
okay.
residential as well. So it's not just like Palm Ridge. If you need like apartments, luxury houses, I also do it. And for people that want to collaborate with me, maybe you have a client, you understand.
Mm.
We can split the money together. We can make this money together. So everybody's a win-win.
Some of you have
It's a win-win.
relative that
In
is
diaspora.
in diaspora, right? And after you do your own research, you feel it's a good place for them to invest their money. Please,
Yeah.
when you get your commission, you can now use your commission to buy your own in case you don't. So there's a lot of ways for you to get your money. Is either you get your own money by yourself or you use other people's
Yeah.
money. That means you source for funds and join money together, or you sell something and you get commission and you put it into. But you need to do real estate. I can't overemphasize this enough. I don't know how much this land is going to be in the next 2 months or in the next 4 weeks. You understand? Is there inspection for this land, or is just
So there'll be inspection, but I'll have to confirm the exact dates. I know there'll be
because I know
inspection
you told me
definitely.
for the 900,000 naira one, the
For the other
inspection
one,
is
yeah, that
next
one is
month.
next month. Yeah, that one is next month.
Okay,
But this
so
one I'll
in
have to
case you are
confirm.
interested, please reach out to me. Let me have your names and phone numbers. So once it is time for
Yeah.
inspection, which is next month, I will let you know and we can all go there. I will be there next month. We can all go there together and
Okay.
see how we can buy one or two. You understand?
Yeah.
You need to have really, you can't overemphasize it enough. You need to have a land. You need to have a portion of this earth. It is very, very important. If you don't have a portion of this earth, you are poor, you are broke. Something can happen. Look at those that have that had their money in Heritage Bank.
Hmm.
They woke up in the middle of the night, home. Money is gone,
Wow. Gone.
right? Money is gone. Do you think who do you think is going to pay them all the money? Because no, the money in your bank is not with your bank. Your bank has invested it here, invested it there. You understand? Even if they will pay some people, they only pay some people. They will not pay everybody.
Everybody, yes.
Yeah, they can't pay everybody because the money is locked up somewhere in one investment, in one this thing, and they've lost their license. You understand? So you need to put your money somewhere in the land. You need to put your money in the land. I think we're even going to have something. I'm just having a lot of ideas. I need to bring in somebody that'll talk about investing in gold because that is another aspect to buying physical gold and buying physical diamond, silver, and just keeping
I heard
it.
I heard that gold is a gold mine.
Yeah, gold is, and they call gold God's money. God's money. That is what gold is called. God's money. Those are places you could not not CBEX. Those are things that if you buy it, if you buy gold, you buy I don't know how, maybe a ounce or whatever it is, and you keep it. Gold is always maybe when we have that webinar, I'm going to like show us. Look at the dollar. When I saw it, I saw like they showed like 100 years. Is it 100 years or like maybe 50 years? Historical chart of dollar. It was this way going down. And they showed 50 years historical charts for gold. It was this way going up, always going up.
Wow.
Always going up. So you need to know. That's this year. I want to have a lot of millionaires. I want to have a lot of millionaire friends. So when we are talking, we are telling me, oh, I have a land in this place. I have one this thing there. I've been able to buy 1 ounce of gold. I have it secured. we are discussing and we are sharing ideas, we are sharing secrets together, we are bettering our lives. Not the one we are just talking wrenching English. Somebody's let's talk, your children should be able to thank you at the
I
end
know,
of
Davido spend this money. Davido did this. Davido, see that wedding of Davido. I'm like, man, I don't have time to
you
be
know
see
how
that
those
money.
to this I don't even have friends that I discuss those kind of discussions with. I really don't have friends like that because those kind of
Even
discussions
though
are
my
not
friend.
allowed. They're not allowed around me. I don't want to know about I want to know about me. How can I
About me
profit?
now, I be that.
Yeah.
Because I be Davido.
When my children, the Bible says a good man leaveth inheritance for his
Thanks, yeah.
children's children.
Children.
When I saw that scripture, I was like, you can't leave inheritance for your children's children with a job.
True.
You can't, your certificates cannot be passed to your children's children. Your job cannot be passed to your children's children. It is assets that can be passed.
Either is a
And
business or
is a business or an asset that can be. You can't pass a job. You can't pass it. If you like, have 4 PhD, have 5 BS, MSc. You cannot pass it to your children's children. And you are a wicked man if you don't provide for your children's children. That is what the Bible said. I didn't write the Bible. A good man is the one that provides for not just his children, but his children's children. So I think we've spoken a lot, and I've tried as much as possible, myself and Mr. Joshua, to provoke a righteous desire for wealth creation through real estate.
Yes.
We are going to be having a part 2 of this, but I'll let you know, Mr. Joshua. Right,
Yes,
we're going to be having a part 2 of this. So we don't have any questions, right? No questions. All right, so Mr. Joshua, do you want to give us a last word before we just
Okay,
wrap
so
up?
I think the final thing I don't say is let's make sure that we expand our mindset and always think long term when it comes to investments. Always think of the repercussions that could happen in the future if you do not invest early. When you invest early, you are creating a easier life, not just for yourself, but for your loved ones, even your born children. You understand? So there's a guy that I know should you know Power Link now? How to say Power Link? I
Yes,
think there's
yes,
a
yes,
guy
yes,
there that's
yes.
into real estate. His name is Mr. Wisdom. So I met Mr. Wisdom in 2024. It was through a friend of mine that was from Power Link. That's how I got to know Mr. Wisdom. And Mr. Wisdom too has his own real estate company, Orbit Africa. So and the guy started very early, you understand? So and he's married now. I think I don't know if he has a child there, but he has a lot of asset everywhere. You understand? Someone like that, I don't think the child can ever suffer. Like, even if you want to send your child abroad to diaspora to study, you have so many real estate assets that can say, okay, let me liquidate and send this guy abroad. You understand? So that's just it. So think long term, have an investment mentality. If you have to get a skill set that can increase your salary, is another way you use to even invest. Maybe you have to probably go into tech, learn a tech skill, then you cannot get some of the salary. I know that brother here, his wife is into sales and all. Just look for ways to just see how you can invest, and you have to upskill so that you can increase your salary. You have to get a new job that is better than this thing. Just whatever ways you need, just start trying. Just once you put your mind to it, that's all. Just put your mind to it, that's all.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much, very, very much. My last word will also be the word poor. POOR. Passing over opportunity repeatedly. For the past 3 weeks, I've been contemplating and meditating on the word opportunity. How do you create opportunity? How does opportunity come? What makes people poor at the end of the day? And one of the things I realized from the Bible, Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11, is that every one of us will have opportunity. Opportunity for prosperity. Every one of us, according to that scripture, every one of us will have opportunity for prosperity. But if a person is broke, it's because opportunity came and they passed over it.
Yeah.
A lot of people in that time when they were selling Bejuleki for 200,000, they had the money, but now they are broke because the opportunity was available then, but they refused to tap into it. They were saying, nah, lie. If there's no lie, it means that there's not true.
Mm.
You understand? If there's no lie, it means that there's no fake without original.
Mhm.
If there's fake, it means that there's original. There's no fake of something that does not exist. You understand? So it's just for you to find out that, am I buying from the right person? Are the papers complete? Can I get a lawyer that can verify this information, so that tomorrow somebody's not going to come and saying, oh, this land does not belong to you? Can I have a lawyer? Can I pay a lawyer? Okay, I want to buy a land of 3 million naira. Okay, take 200,000. Help me do due diligence on this land, right? Or maybe even have a lawyer friend. Have friends with lawyer that can easily help you do this thing almost for free.
Mm.
You understand? But don't use that one and now pass over the fact that, okay, to pass over opportunity. No, you need to. This year, you need to. Some of us, we entered into this year with a wrong goal. Our goal was more of liability. I want to get a phone of 400,000. I want to get a laptop. I want to get this thing. It was more of liabilities. But now you are hearing this. You are supposed to be restructuring your mind. Okay, how can I, before the end of this year, how can I even just get, even if it's 300 square meter, even if it's that 900K own that I can pay in 3 months, in 6 months, how can I get it? Even if I just have it and just keep it down and forget about it, 5 years later I'll remember, and by then the 900,000 can become what, 3 million, 4 million by then.
Mm-hmm.
Because by then, a lot of, and we have told you what makes a land valuable. So just don't sit on this information. Turn this information to a personal revelation, to an instruction, and give yourself a target. Okay, based on my salary, or based on my salary plus my hustle, can I come up with so amount to secure something before the end of this year? If there is a will, there is a way.
Mm.
Don't use money as an excuse. Don't use scam as an excuse. Find the truth about this. And like Mr. Joshua said, there is no wealthy man that does not have real estate. That should teach you something. I was looking at Abraham. God said Abraham was rich in cattle. He was rich in this. He was rich in that. The promised land is a land, though.
Mm.
You are not following. The promised land is a land. What the whole God promised a people was a land, was real estate. He removed them from Egypt. He took them to a land. It was a real estate.
Mm.
So why is Iraq fighting Israel today? Real estate.
Real estate. Mm.
You are not supposed to be here. This land does not belong to you. No, we are supposed to be here. It's about real estate. So you now think that you can now be prosperous without it, or you just want to be doing your hustle. It will not pay. Also, you cannot transfer your hustle to your children.
You can't transfer it.
You can't transfer unless you make them poor.
Mm.
You make them poor. Please, this is I'm speaking from my heart, because I've been on the other side where poverty is not good, though.
Poverty is not good.
Poverty is not good, though. Of course, I don't have, so like I was listening to that Grace offering. She said, she was talking, she said, I am cash broke, but I am asset wealthy.
Asset rich. Mm. Mm.
I'm asset rich. If you ask me for money, I might tell you I don't have, but I'm asset wealthy. I'm asset rich.
Mm.
That should be some of you have too much money, free money in your hand. Put it somewhere. That place that you are managing, manage that place. Stay in that place. Put your money somewhere. By the time you are living a one-room apartment, you already have like 3 properties here and there and there. People are looking at you like you don't, but you know what you are doing.
Funny enough,
land.
Funny enough, I know some people that they have properties like scattered on the island, but yet they're still living on rented apartments. There's a story of a guy that he had, I think he stays in a 2-bedroom, but the man has properties that are making him like hundreds of millions on a yearly basis.
On a yearly basis, I imagine.
But he still stays in the rented apartments.
What an average Nigerian wants is to build a house and live in a house. That's a discussion for another day. That's a discussion for another day. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that's a discussion for another day. So thank you very much, Mr. Joshua. I really appreciate. We spent
No problem.
like exactly like 2 hours already. I don't
Yeah.
want us to go beyond this. I really appreciate the video for this webinar is going to be on our YouTube channel, The Connectors Place. Please follow us on The Connectors Place on YouTube, on Instagram. Please follow us. There's something I'm planning to do, but I want to do it on Instagram, but I can. It's going to be a live class every week, every Wednesday, every week. But you know, as Instagram is, I need to have certain level of followers
Alright,
before I
yeah.
can be able to do a live, session. Please follow us on every social media handle. And if you need Mr. Joshua's number, please chat me up. Let me know. We are going to. I'm going to give it to you. Thank you very much, Mr. Joshua. God
You're
bless
welcome.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much for your time. Thank you very much, everyone, for being available tonight. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Have a good night. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank
Okay,
you.
somebody's asking a question. Somebody's asking a question.
Oh, okay. Okay, he said, good day, sir. Please, I have a question concerning the land mention of about 900K. My network went out. Okay, yeah, I know this
Yeah.
person. This person is my friend, Ore. So,
Okay.
Ore, I will send you graphic, the graphics on WhatsApp, and I'll also send you Mr. Joshua's number so that you guys can link up and you can
Okay.
get more information about it. All
Okay.
right. So
All right.
thank
Thank
you
you so
very
much.
much, everyone. Yeah,
God
thank you.
bless you.
Do have a lovely evening.
Yeah, you too, sir.